Bayley is wrong about this WWE statement. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what that is and why she's wrong and how I think people will agree with me. Because Bayley, she's been around the block. She's seen a lot, right? From NXT to the main roster, from the Women's Revolution, Evolution, and now in the Golden Era, from a bottom card to a mid card to a main event type talent, doing it all. Royal Rumble winner, women's champion, etc. Bayley has seen it. She's done it all. She's seen people come. She's seen people go. And I think, and a lot of people will agree with this, that Bayley's opinion, Bayley's mindset on wrestling and booking and talent and matches and psychology, it matters. Because at the end of the day, whether you like her or you don't, she's still one of the greatest women's wrestlers in history. Think about it. From a name recognition, you know her. From a character standpoint, she's evolved it. We've seen two characters from her, the lovable Bayley, the ferocious heel, and now this almost transitional into a babyface run, right? From that character in which she portrayed starting in 2019. From her NXT days, her NXT success to the main roster success. She's literally done it all in this industry. She has seen people come, she has seen people go. And I think at the end of the day, Bayley is someone in which is well respected. She probably doesn't get as much credit as she deserves. But at the end of the day, the hardcores know how good she is. And I think within time, she will be like wine and she will age gracefully. Now let's get to today's video, because Bayley, she got people talking, and she did so through social media, which is always a good thing. It's the best way to communicate. Don't you agree? I'm being sarcastic. She has been noticing that there's a certain talent that she feels is underserved. She thinks this talent is someone that can be a future world heavyweight champion, which is a strong statement, especially in Triple H's regime right now, where he protects the prestige and the legacy of championships, and he protects his core talent. Not everyone is going to be a world champion in this business. It's just a fact of life. That should be your goal, but it's not what is going to define your career, and it's not something in which everyone can do. Some people, they're not world champions because of the way that they look, from the height or the weight, or maybe it's promo ability or in-ring ability. But according to Bayley, after seeing the house show tour over in the UK, there's one star who has caught her eye, and that star is Chad Gable. Now, she took to social media to praise Chad Gable for his performance against the Ring General, Gunther, World Heavyweight Champion, the measuring stick on Monday Night Raw, in my opinion. This is what she had to tweet. Watching Gunther versus Chad Gable tonight made me really excited for the inevitable see at Chad Gable as world champion someday. Such a special performer, but until then, what a match. Okay, as someone who is a Chad Gable fan, as someone who has legitimately seen him grow up in this industry from his days as Alpha Academy with Jason Jordan, putting on banger after banger matches, especially with FTR, the Revival at the time, to the main roster, finding success with Jason Jordan, then having to go through the Shorty G gimmick, which was god-awful, to his pairing with Otis, to his now heel run, to his really incredible run earlier this year with Sami Zayn. I still think they made a mistake by not putting the Intercontinental title on Chad Gable at the time while he was feuding with Sami Zayn. Then going into the horrific feud with Wyatt Six, them legitimately shooting him and killing him on television, only to bring him back, a week or 2 weeks later? Ugh. Despite all that, despite all the success, despite all the praise, I'm sorry, Bayley is wrong. Chad Gable is not going to be a world champion at WWE. He's just not. The man can't even win the Intercontinental Championship, for God's sakes. So, if he can't win the IC title, if he can't win a mid-card title, if he can't be positioned and pushed consistently in an upper card to main event talent role, what makes you think he can be a world champion one day? Now, I understand that Triple H is very high on him, but that does not mean that he thinks that he can be a world champion. You can be high on people. You can believe in them. You can see things in them, but that doesn't mean that they're going to reach the ultimate level. There are levels to this game. You have main event talent, you have mid-card talent, and you have lower-tier talent. You also have megastars. Your Rocks, your Roman Reigns, your Cody Rhodeses, your John Cenas, your Steve Austins, your, Undertakers, etc. Right? Megastars. Stars that, when you put them on the marquee, they move tickets, they move television ratings. Chad Gable is not a megastar. He probably won't ever be a megastar. He probably won't be a world champion, and I'll tell you why. He doesn't fit the mold of what Triple H is looking for on the main roster. I think people need to keep in mind on this when they're talking about Triple H's booking. From his look, when he was booking NXT, he was booking towards what AEW is trying to do and what their fan base is, which is the absolute hardcore of the hardcore fan base, where they just want to see really good in-ring action with the most simplistic storylines. He's booking for a much broader audience. Who is his two top champions? Gunther. Size, look, work. You look at Cody Rhodes. Size, look, charisma. What's the one thing that Chad Gable is lacking? It's probably charisma, probably it factor. He can talk. Do I think Chad Gable deserves more in WWE? 1,000%. I wanted him to beat Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental title earlier this year. They obviously didn't feel the same way. I think Chad Gable is underutilized. I think he has been underutilized and underpushed for the entire time that he has been in the company since splitting away from Jason Jordan. Okay? This is not me hating on Chad Gable. This is not me trying to put Chad Gable down. This is simply explaining why I think he won't be a world champion. I think if you go down the checklist, I think there's a few X's. I really do. There's a few check marks, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot there. There's a lot to put on the table, and I feel like everything that I've said in this video explains why Chad Gable won't be a world champion. Do I think he's going to be a U.S. champion or an Intercontinental champion one day? Yes. Do I hope that happens? Yes. Do I hope that I'm wrong and that he does become a world champion and he does fulfill Bayley's goal for him? Yes. But I just have my doubts. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. Leave your thoughts down in the comments area below. Hit that like button, subscribe button as we continue to grow the channel. And I will see y'all